Alongside the fabled Final Fantasy VII Remake, Resident Evil 2 has been one of the most hotly anticipated releases for a while. Originally released in 1998 for the PlayStation and later the Nintendo 64 and Dreamcast, Resident Evil 2 is often cited as many fans of the series' favourite. For good reason too. It took the formula laid out in the very first game and improved upon it in almost every way. When this remake of Resident Evil 2 was announced, the gaming world rejoiced. However, considering Capcom's track record years before Resident Evil 7, you can't also blame people for being wary. Thankfully, the team behind this release took what was learned from the excellent Resident Evil 7, namely the horror elements, and put it to great use. It's been a very long time since Resident Evil was this scary, and it's great to see the hunger for survival horror is still there. Take note, Konami. So the big question is, does Resident Evil 2 live up to the hype?
She was staggering, so I figured she was drunk.
Whoa. Okay, tell us, be honest now, how many drinks did you have?
No, man, I barely had a buzz on.
Oh, come on.
Look, just listen, all right? She got closer, and I got a good look at her. You had to see her eyes, her nose, her whole face. It looked like it was rotting.
Yeah.
She looked like a corpse. Like a walking corpse, man.
Sounds like my wife.
I've never seen anything like it. I haven't been able to sleep since that night.
All right, calm down, buddy, calm down. Just, hey, you gotta stay strong, okay? Don't give in to fear out there, right?
Yeah, well, you got that right. If you freeze up around these things, they'll sink their teeth in you. I should attack somebody.
Oh, come on. It's just getting good. I need some sleep. Oh, shit!
Yes it does. In fact, Capcom can proudly say that they have accomplished something many would have thought was impossible. The remake of Resident Evil 2 is better than the original. Not just visually, but gameplay wise as well. It's an accomplished piece of gaming, with only a few minor negative points, but we'll get to those later. For those unaware, Resident Evil 2 picks up sometime later after the events that befell the STARS team in the mansion. It is set in Raccoon City, a bustling metropolis home to the Umbrella Corporation, a pharmaceutical company. Secretly they make bioweapons to sell, and the mansion incident from the first game was just the beginning. Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield, the sister of Chris Redfield, both arrive in Raccoon City for different reasons. He is a rookie cop due to start work at the Raccoon Police Department, and she is there to find her brother, who has gone missing. The pair meet at a gas station, which is one of the many new segments included here, and get attacked by zombies. Here we experience one of the biggest changes in this remake, and that is the threat of the zombie. As well as being terrifying to look at, they are very difficult to put down, and any more than one coming at you is a problem. Capcom have done the impossible and made the zombie something to fear again.
Stop moving.
Officer, you need help?
Stay back, sir. I got this.
Freeze! I'll shoot! bitch.
Claire and Leon team up to escape, stealing a police car and driving into the city. Once there, they discover that the city has fallen to the Walking Dead, and a loudspeaker broadcast tells them to go to the police station for safety. The pair are then separated by a tanker crashing and exploding, the driver having been bitten, and are forced to make their way separately to the station. Depending upon who you chose to play as, you'll be guiding them from this point onwards.
This is out of control. Shit. It's everybody. They've all turned. There it is. The station.
The goal is simple, survive and escape the city. However, it's not just zombies you're going to have to contend with as you explore the police station and surrounding areas. Skinless creatures called lickers, zombified dogs, mutated plant creatures, an overgrown alligator, an ever-chasing tyrant, and something even worse that was once human. Survival is not an easy task, and you'll have to conserve ammo, know when to run, and know when to hide to make it out alive. It's a thrill ride of a game, constantly throwing more and more things at you to the point of desperation. The safe rooms were always a blessing, but here they feel downright sent from heaven. You see, there are no easy enemies in Resident Evil 2. Everything can kill you, and kill you quickly if you're not careful. The feeling of dread that comes from the sound of a licker in a hall is reminiscent of the clicking noise of a hunter from the first game. And then there is the Tyrant, Mr. X as he was commonly known in the original, possibly the most terrifying enemy in the game. Originally he turned up in the B campaigns of Leon and Claire, having been dropped in to clean up Umbrella's problems. Here he shows up on both and will hunt you down constantly. The only respite is to hide in a safe room and wait until he goes away, with the sound of his thumping footsteps your only clue to his whereabouts. Many a gamer will admit that they probably jumped out of their skin when opening a door only to find him waiting on the other side. He's not the only terror that shows up more than once either, as the G-Virus transforms the once brilliant Dr. William Birkin into a grotesque monster. Be prepared for a battle when you have to face off against him. While you'll find yourself dying more than you might be used to, it's not down to anything but your own skill and decisions. The game will give you the tools, and it's up to you to use them wisely. Simplified controls that make movements quick and sharp, as well as easy switching between weapons, will help you survive. The controls are just another area that have been vastly improved. We have an excellent new map style that is clear and easy to understand and also shows items. A better inventory system that can be upgraded as you go on. Better use of gunpowder and defensive items, as well as more useful weapon upgrades. All little touches that when combined show how much effort has been put in by Capcom to ensure this remake was the best it could possibly be. Almost every part of the game has been improved, such as a smarter, more logical puzzles, the layout of what's locked and what isn't, and how you get from one location to another. It makes Raccoon City feel like a living and breathing place, connected and exposable. It is fairly linear, but it never feels like it. Even if you know the original inside and out, this remake brings some nice new surprises, such as the orphanage in Claire's side of the story.
That must be the door out of here. Darn it! I need the key.
On Xbox One X, Resident Evil 2 runs perfectly, with minimal loading time, 0 crashes or frame rate issues. Graphically, it looks stunning, and characters look almost real, although Claire's smile is a little bit too toothy. The locations, lighting, monsters and more will impress, and the detail on the shambling dead is amazing. The game looks so good it's hard to see where else it could have been improved. Every step of the way you'll be wowed. The detail in the zombies that lunges for your throat. The wounds spreading across the bodies you put bullets into it. The horrid skinless look of a licker or the mutated body of William Birkin. It is amazing. Resident Evil 2 would be a 10 out of 10 game if it wasn't for one hard to ignore issue though, and that is the music. For some reason, Capcom dropped the ball here, with the new in-game music barely heard and in no way as iconic as the original. In fact, other than a boss fight at the end, you could easily think it didn't have a soundtrack at all. That in itself is disappointing, but that you could actually get the original music in-game if you pre-ordered it or pay for it as an in-game purchase says they knew what they were doing here. A little touch that reminds you of the Capcom of old. Remember Street Fighter skins and character costumes? Or Operation Raccoon City's entire other half of the game being DLC? That aside, this is a near perfect remake and the best one I personally have ever seen. It's going to thrill old and new players alike.